Hello, this is Saul again. This is January 16th, 2026, and I'm here, as always, with Wombat. Wombat is my steadfast companion here in this life streaming journey. Thanks for being here, Wombat. Yeah, what's that, Wombat? I know, totally right. Okay, so we're back to visidata. As always, I kind of wish that I could change the title of this, but that's what we're doing. So I might actually next week, not Monday, maybe Tuesday, get into back into VDA, the Visidata audio workstation. I've got a 2 episodes edit. Oh, hello, Sorry, I stepped away to pick up some water. I didn't know anyone would be here so quickly. Oh, do you think that it actually is on audio? Let's find out. I thought that it's not, but mic, aux. Oh, look, it is from webcam. What the heck? I don't know. Hello. Good to see you here. Oh. Anyway, I was just saying that I might get back to VDA on Tuesday or so. I've got 2 episodes to edit, and I just made a transcript out of one of them anyway. So it might be time. But it still sounds weird, huh? Let me investigate. Thanks for saying something. It's on there. Configuration, input devices, everything's all there. This is up. I don't know. This seems like it should be it. What's the... Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, so it seems like it's fine. Does it sound good or just better than it was a few minutes ago? Billowing of noise cutoff. Oh, that's weird. Hello? Oh, is it getting it from here instead? Oh, I see. Mic, aux, audio capture. So it's hard to tell. Well, too close. I mean, I've got this boom, and this is how it's supposed to be, like right up, like within 2 inches of your mouth. So what I'm interested in here is I've got these two. I've got mic aux, and I've got audio input capture. I can't. That's the thing. If I change the one, oh, I thought I did change the other one. Hello, testing. Okay, so how is this then? Testing. Okay, I don't know. I don't know how to lock this in either. Audio default. Well, okay, I don't know. But thank you. I will keep plugging away, trying to figure out what the difference between mic, aux, and audio input capture is. Yeah, right. Okay, well, we were looking at pull requests and issues. Oh, excuse me, it's a Friday, clearly. We have, wow, 12 pull requests, okay. So, man, part of me wants to declare bankruptcy on some of these. Like, they've been out here for quite a while, and I'm not sure if we're gonna see these fixes, so. Yeah. We can merge this one anyway. What do you do with in-text support? One commit, rebase and merge, sounds good. Well, yeah, And I think that's a little aggressive if they just have just posted a question. But yeah, I think after at least a couple of months, it's out of my should be out of my queue. And then yeah, so leave it open for a little bit and then close it as yeah. It seems to be getting on to what is this? Getting on to 2 years now for this undercounted progress for multi-byte characters, which I don't know. Is it important even? Yeah, maybe I do wind up. Oh boy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna close this one for now. Hmm. We could take this one commit here. Sorry, let me catch up with your comments here. Oh yeah, yeah, I agree about that for issues. I tend to leave it open for a day or two just to give them a chance to comment, but you're totally right. Um, it's for these PRs that like people have put work into them, and I mean, especially in the case of MIDI Chef here, he's got 6 of our open PRs are his, and I just want to, I want to be respectful of that. Although, you know, clearly these are long-term things here. So yeah, I'm gonna take this because I said I wanted to take it. We're just gonna do that. Um, and this is in path. Here we go. So this one, we're gonna ditch the progress and just leave it as it is here. Can it be overwhelming? How do you mean, can it be overwhelming? Two, three, 2, 3. Oh, well, I mean, this is a super interesting question, right? Well, and maybe. Um, maybe. I mean, this is the tricky part about having contributors. Yeah. Yep. It's true. Um, I don't know. And I'm kind of always back and forth on this, where, especially in the age of AI, if someone's giving a low effort PR, then yeah, I should have little compunction in just closing it and saying, sorry, I don't have the time for this. Oh, yeah. That must make you feel kind of crappy too, though, right? To have a friend who's ghosting you. I mean, I imagine that you've pinged them several times. They just never respond to your texts. Is that right? Or whatever method you're communicating with. So, uh, yeah, yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world. I also, I had a friend. This is back in the 2000s, and basically, I saw this from the in like as his friend. I worked with him too sometimes. I actually even got him a job. That's why we had a falling out. But um, every job that I knew him at, he would do well at first, and then at some point he just kind of like wouldn't show up one day because he just kind of couldn't bring himself to show up. And then, but he didn't call in sick. He just kind of didn't show up. And then the next day he felt bad about not showing up and not giving a call, and he knew he should call, but now like it feels bad to do that, and so he kind of just like put his like an ostrich, put his head in the sand and didn't. And by the time that he was like, okay, I really have to do something, it's like he's now been gone like a week, and he just kind of like wind up ghosting them. And this happened several times where I saw the people saying like, guess he's not working here anymore, and they just kind of let him go. And but like from the inside, like I said, I saw the anxiety or the just yeah, I just kind of couldn't even deal with it. Even though I'm like, dude, like it's fine. Just all you have to do is say what's going on. They'll be very forgiving of it, right? Yeah, yeah. And it's just, I mean, even if you, it's like the first, sure, the best time to call would have been yesterday, but the second best time is always now, right? So you just do it. Well, yeah. Does your housemate not believe in communication or feel incapable of doing it himself? Like, does he actually fundamentally not agree that this is how the world should work? I mean, it kind of blows my mind. Oh, wow. Doesn't believe in communication. Well, I mean, I don't know. That is a hard one to deal with. Huh. Well, I mean, he'll either learn at some point or he won't, I guess. And for me, it's like it's kind of funny to say I don't believe in communication. Like you're communicating even just to say that. Communication is it's a miracle that we are able to communicate our inner thoughts with words that people most people can understand them. But well, yeah, well, welcome to the world. There's there are many people who believe there's one way things should work, and unfortunately they are in conflict and not the same way, and so that's why we have communication, right? Yeah, I think oftentimes people take strong stances, um, and yeah, I may not mean it in their daily life, but I mean, to be fair, I've been confidently wrong many times in my life, so I don't know. I say things confidently sometimes, and I take the risk that they're wrong. Okay. Anyway, let's go back to pull requests here. Let me just see if I can't draft. Oh, we have two of these here. Oh, did I take? I'm pretty sure I took the one that did change it. Yeah. I don't know. Hold on a second. Okay, so we haven't actually changed anything. I removed mine. He still got his open. I don't know. What should we do with this one? Because it's a very simple change. I think I should either say yes or no or figure something out. I don't quite like the parenthetical all the time, but clearly he was messed up, so I don't know. Maybe it should be copy current cell to internal clipboard with no parentheticals at all. Maybe that's what I wind up doing. What do you think, La Pingvino, for this help text? There's a need or desire. Yeah, just a wording correction. As he said in the conversation, he was screwed up. Oh, this is 2864 here. So there's a whole discussion about this. It's just a wording correction. But what's funny is that wording corrections can take a lot more, because there's no acceptance criteria, right? Like, we don't know what the correct thing is, like what's going to work. Whereas when you correct code, at least you can say, well, it solved this use case, generally. And so, anyway, I think people are taking issue with the idea that there's like an internal and a system clipboard. Yeah, I guess I'm just not sure what the right thing is. Like, I would like to just close this, both the bug and the PR. And I don't know. Yeah, so I considered doing the row memory and column memory or cell memory. Like part of the problem here is that no, it has not changed at all. Like I submitted a PR, people thought it was even worse than what he had submitted. It feels like it touches the most recent menu rewrites a little bit. This is very specifically the clipboard, so that it's how we talk about the clipboard, right? Like he was confused, right? It's been talked about, right? He was confused because there's a internal clipboard and a system clipboard. I think I'm going to, okay, if I'm going to make a small incremental improvement here, we're going to change this pull request. Where are we? Here we are. It's going to be copy current row to internal clipboard, paste internal clipboard rows, etc. And just system, internal is always visited internal. That's the same. And system clipboard is the one that could be, there's like several, Linux has several different clipboards, you know, it's just the clipboard, the OS clipboard. Yeah. Okay, let's just get this done here. So let's see here. Yeah, I thought about clip cells. I thought about visited memory. There's a lot of different things, but I do see what you mean. This is one of those things where I don't. Everything that I proposed was not. I felt like it was worse from other people, and so I don't know. The thing is also I don't want to spend hours on this wording. Like it's not for me. Like I can try to help, but um, I can only do what I can do. You know. Anyway, yeah, I know. I thought about this. I thought about it a lot. There seems to be no clear answer, and so any which way, I'm kind of making a random walk. I think that making there be obviously an internal clipboard and a system clipboard might help. So I guess we'll try that. From internal clipboard. Now, yeah, it's an interesting idea to merge the commands and have a setting. And yeah, it's interesting too, like you said, by having a multiple, there are multiple system clipboards. I use both. And so having a setting is not going to work out very well. I know exactly what I want when I copy, like, for instance, a password into my system clipboard so I can paste it into a website versus I'm operating strictly within visidata. I don't know. I think I'm going to stick with this for the moment here because, like I said, I don't have the energy to put into updating this stuff too much. So we're going to help for to visidata clipboard as internal clipboard and help source. This is 2864 and 2865. Yep, maybe. All these things are like they sound simple and they're not. You need to consider all of the pieces that have to be not just implemented but also communicated. Again, communication, right? Like it's a lot easier to say, oh, here's the help string that says this, as opposed to, oh, I had no idea I even needed to toggle a thing. Well, how was I supposed to find that out? You know, so it's a hard thing doing this, but I think I'm going to do this for the moment. And okay. I know, and so we're addressing the specific frustration. I think it's a modest improvement for a modest frustration. Well, he made a mistake, but he had a. You could always make the mistake even if you understood it properly. Sure, less likely. Um, and yeah, it's a learning curve issue, right? Like one of the main things people say about Visidata is that there's a steep learning curve, which kind of there is, but it's not anywhere near as steep as some of the really advanced tools um, that exist. It's just I think people expect it to be simple, which is maybe a mistake. But outside of visidata can you notice that? Outside the terminal window, you mean? Okay. Okay, finally, what's that? That's 4 months. Oh, that's a clever idea. But no, I cannot tell if you click outside of visidata. And yeah, we really can't. I mean, we could detect that. What can we detect? I don't know what we can detect yet. I mean, really, there is a lot of room for something like a web version of visidata. And in fact, a friend of mine was trying to convince me to work on that. And he wanted it to be a port of the Python to, like, for instance, WASM in the browser. And after only a little bit, became pretty convinced that was not the right approach. That it seems like it gets a lot, but you spend a lot of time trying to wrangle Python when you really just want it to be a native or browser native, I guess, thing. Not pasting internally. Man, that just sounds so yeah, I don't know. I definitely don't want timing based things. Like, I find even in the like I need it to be a stable interface for myself at least, right? If I don't do anything, it doesn't do anything, and it really bothers me when things steal my personal attention and focus in order to give me an announcement trying to be helpful. It's like Microsoft, it's like Clippy, Microsoft Bob, right? All over again. So it's kind of the ethos of visidata, I think, and command line tools in general. Anyway, I did close it, and that's at least 2 PRs. Now we can look at a couple of issues. Yeah, but it's like when people use Control X to cut text. You don't want it to tell you haven't pasted anything, so why are you cutting? Like, I don't know. I can see all of these things being a lot more annoying, and especially for power users who are already. I guess that's the issue. This person had a learning curve issue where they didn't understand something, and then they're frustrated about that. Whereas if we fix it and provide help for this person, we're going to make it more frustrating for every person who's already learned that. Which is, I mean, you're going to have, if you're an expert with visidata, you're going to be winding up in that situation 99% of the time. It's only on the first time that you don't get it. And in fact, I'm actually frustrated myself with the status, the help screen here. I gotta source that. Okay. But this help status thing, I really don't like it. Like, it is helpful for people who are new, and so I'm hoping it's appreciated. But like, the thing I want is for it never to be there. I never want that because I am a power user. Obviously, I know what's going on and what I'm doing with it, and so I get frustrated. I can't turn it off fast enough, and I know why it's there, and I don't like it. Do we need spacebar heating. Yeah, I'm familiar with the XKCD. Um, anyway, I don't know. Like I said, I kind of like I put a lot of work into this help stuff, and then it just winds up frustrating me. And it's like, well, wow, I put a lot of work into something that I don't like, that I actively dislike every single time. And I bet that other people, and I know at least one other person who's visited a longtime fan, doesn't like it too. So I don't know. Like, ideally, I guess I would turn it off by default, and maybe I'm headed that direction. But then, if it's turned off by default, then no one will ever see it because the beginners won't know to turn it on even. How does Helix do it? Hmm. Yeah, that's clever. Our prefixes are not contexts, but variations. It's almost like a sharp or a flat as opposed to a domain. So if I were doing it all over again, I might change the keyboard bindings. I don't know. I don't know. Right. Okay, let's look at this issue here. The report is that in visidata, we're going to ditch this. And I don't really want auto flag. Oh, I do. Okay, I can turn that on here. Okay. And so we're going to do bind key macro record. I don't actually believe this is going to give me a problem here. Not that. No command. That seems fine. Sudden crash. So we're going to check out 3.3 and do the same. That is problematic. This is fixed though. So in visidata, the space bar gives you the command palette. And you can turn off the menu, top bar, if you want that extra line. It's a one-liner to do that. Oh, yeah. And what's actually happening here is that there's multiple kinds of development, and developing the program that does the utility that does this work is the thing that I set out to do and the thing that I did do. And the work of making a product that is super easy to use and helpful is not the thing that I set out to do and not my primary interest. If I were selling this as a product, then I both have to do it and be more motivated to do it. But as I'm not, it's not really a thing that I should be putting hours or tens of hours or hundreds of hours into. So Yeah. Okay, so let's see here. I fixed that one. I thought I had another one that I had already fixed here. You asked for this. What other bugs do you have listed here? You have two. Oh, another one for SQL or for VD SQL. Oh, yeah. I did this. That's right. MIDI Chef mentioned this. Edit cell fail early if it sees the call read-only is set. Let's find out. Edit cell. Set values. Oh, I see. They want to change edit cell to fail. Yeah, I'm actually kind of proud of that innovation, the wish granted thing. I feel like that was it's healthy, you know? Like, people, we should be seen as little helpful genies and not as servants, you know? Okay, so let's see here. Edit cell. Sure. Okay, every column is read-only. This is problematic here. I don't see this. Every column is read-only? Well, okay. Isn't that it? Oh, because I am. What am I doing? Get reset. Head -1. Okay, so there's that. And now we can. Okay, so now they're all read-only, as he was saying. So let's fix that. So a concat sheet has a concat column, which is a writable column. So I guess I should look for all things, all columns that inherit from column. And see which one of these are writable and make sure that they all are noted as writable. Should it be read-only column or writable column by default? So I guess, oh. Okay, so it's fewer. Still not right. How many do I need? I need that. What am I doing here? Why can't I only grep for... Being silly? Why can't I grep for parenthesis? Oh, that's not okay. Never mind. Okay, so rank column is read only. Everything is read only except for that one join that I just fixed. Column source adder possibly. Okay, so that's one. I think. And everything else. Oh, the value column is writable. Yeah. It's kind of wonky, but it's writable. Okay, yeah, so it's not writable. That's great. Scraper's not writable. Figure table histogram column is not writable. Window expanded column. I think possibly the expanded column. Has a header. So make that be there. Okay. I think this may be it. So we'll add a, oh, I have to join. It's already there. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so I think I'll fix that. Boom. Great. And now we can commit that or push that. Okay, we are making some good progress. We've got that, I closed this one, right, didn't I? Okay. Down to 64 issues and 9 pull requests. Oh, I fixed this one. Okay, so this one is fixed, but there's a couple of little things I think he's probably right. Let's see here. Okay, that's fine. We can, what is it, the center selection, select equal cell, cursor full display. That's a little tricky. Full display value, let's find I hadn't changed that. What was that in? 29. Okay, and we're going to look at this one here in Sheets. Actually, cursor full display. I don't have to do this though. Kind of get display value is the thing. I mean, to be honest, get display value. Get display value probably should be get full display value everywhere. And then there'll be some cases where it's cursor truncated display. Where would that be? I mean, I'm kind of feeling like the only place that that's the case is in the drawing code. Hmm. So I'm thinking now that I'm wondering if these should, if it should do have an issue, do have to make sure that we don't Okay, so what else should we look at here? Oh boy, yeah. I'm looking at this coloring isn't correct when installed with UV. Super weird. And I think we've even confirmed it. Have we confirmed it? Same problem. Open colors. MacBook Pro at work. 15.4. Welcome messages green. So weird. Bash. I don't know. Also, it seems like it's a Mac issue. I don't have a Mac here. Underlying Python version. I mean, let me just screw around with this for a second here. I'll make a, I don't know. Let's literally try this, V312. We're gonna, oh, I don't have UV installed. Oh, I want to, there we go, pip x. Okay, so the coloring, UV, install that. This is Python 3.12. Source, then git activate. That's not right. So yeah, let's see here if we can reproduce this. If we can do this on Linux, that would be great. Let's find out. So that looks like colors to me. I have no idea. I don't think installing the other 4 libraries would do it. Well, terminal. I don't know. I don't know. It's easy to say that, but it's multiple people. And if it's a legacy issue, it's what, 15.4 versus 15.5? I mean, how do we even find out what's in those things? Issue you linked is from August this year, or August last year. What do you mean? If you link an issue here or somewhere else? Yeah, I don't see it. So I'm thinking YouTube ate it. Oh. Hmm. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna paste this bug into here. Okay, we're gonna ask a question, see if that yields any fruit. Yep, totally. It's a mixed bag, right? Like you you definitely I've experienced myself that I verify all assumptions, and that helps me not spend an hour and a half checking something out that is just it turns out it was wrong, even I think that it could be the case. So that's definitely useful. Um, I find there's a certain like commitment that's required or that's useful when diagnosing a bug. It's like I'm taking this person seriously because no one else will, and it's very frustrating. I mean, like if I can't help, that's one thing, but I want to at least I probably go above and beyond too much, and and yet I really appreciate when people do it for me. And like I said, that's the one value that we can provide. It seems is putting our actual attention on something and really, really trying because it's it's always a balance, right? It's always a line. I was even just thinking about this bug that I was working on the past few days here, where it took several hours of work to get down to the bottom of it. And then once we have are at the bottom of it, I think we got it fixed, and that's really good to get it fixed. It wasn't worth those few hours necessarily, given the scope of the bug, and yet it's a small minor wart. And if you let those warts stay, then they wind up getting more and more and more until it's kind of just a difficult piece of software. So I like to keep it clean. I think that shows in visidata. Like it's people don't even know why it feels so good. It just feels good because all those things have been taken care of, and many of those things have taken hours of my time at least, if not other people's time too. So I don't know. I think that the current push for maximum ROI efficiency AI stuff is the wrong long-term attitude, and maybe even the wrong medium-term attitude. So, sure, yeah. Yeah, I think I call those stabs in the dark, right? And you get like one, maybe two stabs in the dark before people are like, just they don't want to listen to you anymore. And so, definitely you can try one thing, but then after that, you kind of have to, yeah, iterate quickly, but really consider what the either the fix is or the way in which it's going to be diagnosed. Yeah. 2182. I wonder if Moritz knows about this. Oh, that's for the autocomplete, not for the thing. Okay. If anyone, let's see, how am I going to do this? Yeah. Oh, hey, Anya. Good to see you. It's flowing. We fixed a couple of bugs and merged and or closed a couple of PRs. So we're making progress. I feel like another couple of months of this and we'll be down to 60 issues. Is there an alt backspace? Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, that's, well, let's get out of there and do it over here. Wow, alt backspace breaks it. Well, we're gonna have to fix that straight away. Who presses alt backspace anyway? Alt backspace. Wow. Oh, yeah. Well, let me ask you, La Pingvino, do you use VDSQL? And I guess maybe the answer is no because it's got these issues, but have you ever used it or do you just want to use it? What's your relationship to VDSQL? Is the question. Right. So do you use it regularly? Okay. So so you said this is for a personal project, not for work. Is that right? Do you ever use Dolt or Visidata for work? Okay, interesting. So you have a personal use case for it. Well, huh. I mean, it's tricky. Well, we can talk about VDSQL at some point in the future. I would love VDSQL to be more of a thing, but it's a lot of effort. And we've used IBIS in the past. I mean, this web is based on IBIS, and IBIS is a complicated library. It's now at least less supported than it was when we made VDSQL. But it's just a lot of work. Hmm. And it's work that I'm less motivated to do. I feel like there's a product in there somewhere, but I'm not sure that the product exists in the market size we're talking about at the terminal. Like I would want to make um, a web version of it, for instance. Well, I mean, can you do better without having to do thousands of hours of work like IBIS has already done? That's the question, right? 'Cause I definitely don't have thousands of hours in me if there's no product in it. And again, is terminal really the answer here? Like, what if it were a web app or an Electron app that worked like Visidata? Wouldn't that be adequate? Anyway, I mean, I'm kind of on the fence about whether or not we should even just like deprecate VDSQL. That would close out a lot of issues, make my life a lot easier. So, oh well, how's the web interface for Dole? Why isn't that good enough? What's the value that Visidata would provide? Maybe the web interface should be beefed up instead of adding Dolt support to Visidata. Well, I'm curious what your results are if that's the case. So drain pending keys. Do we put, should we put, no. I see, we do have to do this here. This is the interpretation. I feel like, uh, sorry, let me hear what you're saying here. If you could find a way that I could say goodbye to VC as it is, that would be nice. I mean, yeah, it would. And I do like how SQLite has basically native support. Also, the main issue though is that it loads the entire table into memory, which is fine if it fits, and so that's great. But even for SQLite, you would want to have a large database on disk and have it not load the entire thing, and be able to like do things like sort, but then show the first n rows after we can sort it without having to do all. It's just changing the SQL query. Like, I think there's a lot of good stuff that VB has because of the way that it's constructed. And in that matter, even the ability for it to construct the SQL that you're seeing, it's like you do all these commands in visidata and then you can see the SQL that it's producing. That's really sweet. So, I mean, there's things in there that is good, are good. But also you'll note that SQLite has native support in Python by itself. And so there's a reason that SQLite is the thing that has native support. We kind of can readily support things that are in the Python standard library. And there's a reason it's supported there too. Like, yeah, there's a reason why. Okay, I want to fix this exact issue. You should not be able to crash visidata with all backspace. That's grotesque. Now, I'm thinking I should be able to interface to actually use a SQLite through Python support. I mean, it's just it uses the standard DB API. Yeah, and it's all this. It's very simple. Like you can see they're just like they're text columns, and they get converted to int if there's an int or integer in the column description. But that's how it figures it out. It's pretty simplistic. Okay, I think we need to. Get a key. I don't really feel like changing all this code. This is going to be a nightmare if I do. Like, I think I'm going to just fix the one thing here. Alt pre-keys. Okay, so this string, let's see here. Well, so let's suppose that you want to, let's see here. Yeah, do a frequency analysis, right? like that's one of the main features of visidata is you can press Shift F on a column, and you don't want to just use the 500 rows that have been pulled in, and you don't want visidata to do itself on just iterating through every row and getting that value and bucketing everything. Like there's much better ways of doing it. Like that's why we have group by in SQL, right? And so the query engine is optimized. So now we have to construct the query that's like select blah, 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 group by, etc. And then when you add aggregators in there, you want to be able to do those aggregating columns in there. And somebody has to do that work. And IBIS is the thing that does that work, and it does it with Python expressions. And it's pretty clever. I think it's 3 times as much code as we need, but it still covers a lot of ground. So, yeah. I guess the answer might be to like reproduce that work, the 1/3 of the code that we need, but it's still a lot of work. Although it does make you wonder if it's something that we could do in 100 hours instead of 1,000 hours. But I don't know. I'd rather make a game with astronaut love triangle, little text mode game, or something like that. I've been thinking about that. We'll see if we can come up with. I've got some ideas. Okay, anyway, this pretty keys here is a problem. It pops it, and if it's a string, it should also do this already here. If I just stringify this, what am I going to do here? 263. Why do we get all 263? What other possibilities are there? This is 263. Key backspace. Okay, interesting. Oh, let's try Alt Shift. No, it didn't work. Let's try Alt. I don't know. Alt Home. Oh. For some reason, Alt Delete and Control Delete are the same. Alt and okay, I can at least add those bindings in there. But I don't know why 263 is special. Do I have that in the key bindings? Should. KIC3, Alt Insert. And K Home 3. Alt Home. priv 3. So we did alt and delete. Great. I wonder actually, what's this? Home, priv, and next. Crit and lift. Okay, and then I think up and down. Oh, shift up and down 3. Okay, great. Add this block in there. Is there an alt shift? No, I don't want to close that window. KDC4. And is there an alt? Insert alt IC4. Oh, must be that. Is there a beg 3? What's beg? What's the center? What's the 5 key? What should we call that? Key, you know, begin. You know, on the numeric keypad, the center key, the 5 key. What's it called? Like, what would you think of to call it in a like, yeah, Alt 5. If you press Alt 5, yeah, key back. Is it the begin key? Why is there a begin key? Key beg. See what Claude thinks. Begin. Huh. Begin. I guess it's begin, huh? I think you were right. I think it's begin. Okay, well. Oh, now we have Control or Alt Shift. Ugh. Okay, well, as long as I'm here, we're gonna take some time to fix these things, or add these things rather. So what is this? This is Shift up. K up 4. K down 4. Crit 4. Left 4. And next 4. Crit 4. Okay. And we do Alt Shift? No, we didn't. Yeah, okay, I don't know. There's all our Alt Shifts, and as long as we're here, may as well. There's the begin. Oh, home, there we go. Home for. Home and page up, up, left, down, right, insert, delete. That's interesting. Alt Shift plus and Alt Shift minus are not right, but oh well. Cool. Good enough. Control Shift. Control Shift delete. Control Shift insert. Control Shift. Gain 6. Control Shift right. Oh, there's got to be a better way. There's a home. How are we going to do this in a more generic way? And should we bother? I'm not having fun right this minute, but then it'll be done. And it'll be simple. Simple enough anyway. Priv. Next. Oh. For some reason, Alt enter, or Control Shift enter. Yeah, all those enters are kind of funky, but that's okay. Okay. Anyway, adding those keys, and then I wanted to see if I could get a Alt 263. Let's see here, 263 is backspace. 263. Clear. Huh. Interesting. I'm not sure about clear either, but does print screen have a... Oh, U. Okay, so print screen does something, but it's not... Control Shift 12. Got those, interestingly. Okay, yeah, got all those. Keypad 5, sounds good. Alt backspace is the, at least should not break, and now it doesn't. And so now if we edit something, at least it's an unknown key. That at least we can fix. So let's add all these keys. No. That beg. I have to go down here. I remember when the print screen key was added. In fact, there's a column that I still have saved by Paul. Oh, what's his name? Paul Summerson? Wow. This is digging back. So this is not right, but there's a basically it's a Paul Somerset. Somerset, is that right? From Byte PC Magazine, I think. Summer Sun. There we go. Oh, I guess he passed away. Huh. Sorry. Okay, so Paul Summerson. And we're going to look for the sysrec key. All right, where do I find this? Wow, is this going to actually link there? No. Wow, here it is though. I want to, just for kicks, I want to share this with you. The original IBM PC keyboard had the function keys. This is an 84 key, I think, keyboard. And so you'll see that the function keys are on the left here, and there's only 10 of them. Doesn't have, it has a scroll lock. Oh, it has sysrec. that true? It has sysrec apparently. I forgot about that. And the caps lock is down here. The control is where like a lot of people assign the caps lock here. That's in this position to the control. In fact, I'm doing that now. My finger started hurting, and so I changed it around. But the escape key being up here is super funky. And this keypad, you'll notice this. Actually, this is mostly the same layout, isn't it? There's no insert block here in the middle and no arrows, no separate arrows. The arrows are all on this side here. So this one added the sysrec key, and I guess, or this one had the sysrec key, and then the AT keyboard changed the layout of everything, which is now the common layout. What I was getting at, though, there's a game from the 80s. I think it's published by IBM. It's called Zill. And yeah, IBM published it, 84. And so it's an adventure game, one of the original. It's like Zork. It's not original because Zork had been around for like even 10 years at this point. But the key thing was this. It had a function key interface so that you could play it with just function keys, because you could play it with two people at once. It was split screen on an old IBM computer. And so you'd have your action going on and they'd have their action going on. The one person would use the numpad and the other person would use the function keys, and you could choose these actions. And it was kind of like context-specific menus for the game, right? And it was real time too. So you'd be wandering around as a wizard and they'd be wandering around as a, I think you were both wizards in this game. And yeah, I have the keyboard for their commands. So you can do either cooperatively or competitively. Yeah, this game was, there were so many interesting and original game ideas that came around then, and that kind of were like dead ends because we had, well, everybody's got their own joystick or their own controller and hot seat on a keyboard. Like, nobody does that anymore. We all have our own computer, so you may as well have use your own iPhone. But yeah. One player WASD and one player arrow keys. Yep, totally. That makes total sense. This was a little more like less directional, a little more like things you could do. I mean, you still do move, and so like your keys were north, south, east, west, but that was only one thing you could do. Other points you do other things. Oh, a warrior, thief, or wizard. Right, I didn't realize, I forgot about that. And this was a boot up game. Wow, can you play this in the browser here? That's pretty. Oh wow! I don't know if you can hear that noise, the sound. Those are little beeps. So yeah, okay. And so here's the function keys. You play. I'm gonna play solitaire. I'm gonna be a wizard. I think I chose thief. And yeah, so you can kind of, I think it's F1 for plate armor, F2 for chainmail, etc. Yep. And so I'm gonna get that and a large shield and a short sword. No, I want a warhammer and a blue potion. Yep. So this is what it was like, right? You just you can move around to the north, boop, and etc. It's kind of neat. Zill. I hadn't thought about this game in quite a while. IBM, interestingly, published a couple of games. I think it was kind of like by accident. They didn't know what to do. So people inside were just like doing whatever, and then IBM, they just put IBM's logo on it, and it was fine. Like, it was the Wild West. There's another game, I'm not sure if you ever heard of, you ever heard of Alley Cat? Also published by IBM, different author, Bill Williams. And so it's a DOS CGA game. And you can't hear the, oh here, unmute. Oh cool, so maybe you can hear the music here. I still know this song, these little tunes. No joystick. I'll be a house cat. And let's go. So yeah, this is the game. Oop. And so you go up here and you got to climb into a window and you do these little missions here. And so this broom is going to kick you off the floor. And so you got to make these little tracks in the floor that the broom is going to sweep up. And then you got to go and lick up all this milk without waking up the dogs. Alt. Is that Alt? I don't know how to do the Alt, unfortunately. There might be like a key I can't press. Anyway, that's the idea. And if you wake up a dog, he fights you, and you lose a life, and you go back out into the world. Right? It's kind of goofball. Okay, enough of this. I was going to ship this here. Oh man, yeah, me too. Disks full of shareware, right? 300, did you have the 360K or the 1.4 megabyte? Yeah, you probably were 10 years later than that. So you had the old disks, the 1.44 megabyte ones, right? That had, well, over a megabyte of storage. And you had CDs. Oh, yeah, geez. I mean, CDs are huge, right? The big deal. So we went from, like 180K to 360K to 1.2 megs or 1.4 megs, depending on the size of the floppy. And those are all like standard jumps. Like you go up 4 times, maybe even go up 10x. The huge deal with CDs was that we, in one fell swoop, went from storage media that was, cheap and readily accessible, that was 1.4 megabyte to 650 megabytes. That's like 600 times more storage space in what, like between 1990, Windows was shipped on floppies, and then 1995, I mean, it's still shipped on floppies, but then on a CD too. And yeah, I mean, read only, so there's that. But of course, we got read write pretty soon after that for a little bit. But yeah, massive. Anyway, CDs, man. And floppies full of stuff. I have spent, I don't know how many hours as a child in my youth copying files, copying games onto disks. Like I'm basically doing a manual process of Tetris, combining files onto disks such that you'd have big files and a couple of small files to maximize the amount of storage space. Ugh. Yeah. Wow. Oh, it's both like nostalgic and heartbreaking, the amount of time we spent optimizing for small storage spaces like that. Like I kind of miss it, but at the same time, it's a miracle that we can have. I bought, I don't know, 128 gigabyte USB drives for like $5. And yeah, it's incredible. The thing is, though, we are bound to a system that produces these things. And it's not like, I mean, we take it for granted that this stuff just exists and is dirt cheap, but it is very difficult to make these things. And if those companies, like there's like only a very small handful of companies that know even how to make it, it would take us 10, 20 years to reproduce this if we didn't have this technology already. Like these are not easy things that they're doing. It's like, oh, we just do this thing. No, there are a dozen life-changing innovations or generational innovations. We taught Sam to think. Yeah, well, kinda. Maybe not think, but at least be. Anyway, it's been amazing that we got to experience this, got to experience the run up, right? Like I feel a little sorry for kids these days, just like not knowing what it could have been, and how it came about, and it's just there now. It's interesting and neat, but this is not the only way it could have gone, and not the only way it has to go. But now that we're on this path, it's kind of the way it's going. Okay, keys, add Alt Shift, Alt, keypad, numpad. And I have to do this so it doesn't crash. Okay, pretty keys even. Let me amend that. Okay. So I don't mind adding this for, what's it called? For Mr. Cool RR, for ROM. It's not that hard for these two. We're going to have backspace, delete a word, control backspace, and alt backspace, delete a word. Control W, alt backspace, and control backspace. Okay, thanks for being here, Anya. See you maybe on Tuesday. So let's see here. Control delete, Alt delete, Alt D delete a word forward. Let's find out if that works. Let's just do this. Alt delete. No. Alt delete already works. Wait, why does Alt delete already work? Oh, okay. Alt D. I can't do it, but okay. So control. That's a delete word forward, and then Alt D. Okay, that's already merged. So I think we're going to just ship this as it is here. Sure. Let's make it be edit, input rather. Add control, alt backspace, and alt D. Per 2,500. Okay. And then if I push this. Let's make sure these all work here. I think they do. It's interesting that it goes. Oh. Control delete. Well, that's bummer. Control delete is one off. And actually even the movement is one off. Okay, that's not right at all. Well, I need to maybe have to add another test. Which is something that I don't say too often, unfortunately. So let's see here. The exact case, if I do this and then that, it all works. If I do well, okay. So let's fix that here. We've got our I see. Well, let's just do it then. And this is control left, control left, control W. And that's going to be our wait, does that work? Test, test. Space, not space, what's it called? Oh, control W. Okay. What space would do it? Well, I might have to push this one off until next week. I don't entirely mind. I don't entirely mind doing little bugs like this. I don't know if it's the most interesting thing for people to watch, but it gets some things done, and we're down to 64 issues now, so just gotta plug away at them. And it's kind of nice hanging out with. I know I thought about that. I don't think so. This is my crappy thing. Look at this. It's keys.split, and so I probably should just replace, what I'll do is I'll do a self.cars replace, how do that list replace? No, there's no list replace. Yeah, it's just a test. I'm just gonna let's see here. So this is gonna be extend if space else k. Doop 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 doop. Well, okay, well, maybe I'll just leave it here for now. And I have a, yeah, I'll just leave it. Anyway, it is kind of nice to get some things fixed, and it's nice hanging out with you, Loving Bino, and Anya, and Astronaut Love Triangle when you guys are here. So thanks for being here. I'm going to go away for the afternoon and then for the weekend, and I hope you have a good weekend too. So, yeah, sleep well, and I'll see you on Tuesday or so. Say goodbye, Wombat.